Okay, everybody, this is the video for lesson 4.06 on the MLA report. So the introduction starts telling you what an MLA report is and how it's formatted. So you're going to learn how to utilize word processing software to develop your MLA report, utilize advanced word processing features, and also some formatting styles that are applied to type documents, and it's important to review formatting guidelines before finishing a document. Okay, so let's move on into the Learn section. Of course, you need Flash Player for this slideshow to work, so I'll go through it with you pretty quickly. This first screen talks about MLA format, and it explains to you what it is. You need to remember these 7 things. You need to set your margins to 1 inch, set document to double space. There's a shortcut here. Control 2 is a shortcut to do that. You need to create a header. You need to enter 4 parts of report information. This tells you what 4 things: the student name, the instructor, the class, and the date. You need to enter a title and make sure it's center aligned. Control E will do that. And you need to type the body of the paper, and you also need to type a works cited page. Okay, this explains to you about the margins being 1 inch on all 4 sides. This talks to you about spacing in the header. It says you'll create a header that contains your last name and the formatting for the page number. The alignment for the header should be right aligned. So far, the things we've done have been left aligned. So right aligned is going to be right here in the top corner of your page with your header. Once you've completed the header, you'll close it out and begin the report information. So the report information is located at the top left, and this is what we talked about a second ago, to have your name, the teacher's name, the course, and the date. I know some of you already do this on other assignments, so you can put me or your facilitator's name. Either one is fine with me. Okay, then alignment and indentation. So once you've completed this information, you should press enter and then set your alignment to center alignment and type the title of your paper. So this is the center aligned title, right here in the sample. And then press enter and reset your alignment to left alignment. Okay, so we're going to do left align, but once you're over at the far left margin, you're going to hit the tab key 1 time to insert just the first line. So I know some of you already know how to do this. You were doing it on other assignments, but because the directions wanted everything block, full block, which was all left aligned, I would make you correct it. But for this one, I do want that first sentence indented for every paragraph because that's MLA format. Okay, and then the first line of each paragraph should have a 5-inch tab. So that's what we were just talking about, or a 1/2-inch tab, I'm sorry. 0.5 is 1/2-inch tab. Okay, ending paragraphs. You do not press enter twice at the end of a paragraph to begin a new paragraph. The document is double spaced, and pressing enter once and then tab at the beginning of a new paragraph helps make the distinction. And a lot of times once you have done this, it automatically indents that first line of the paragraph for you. All right, quotes. These are 4 lines or longer, and they should be indented 1 inch. Quotes that are less than 4 lines should be within the paragraph. So if you're taking something straight from your source information and you're copying it word for word, if it's more than 4 lines, you need to set that off. You need to indent it 1 inch. And then on the other ones that are less than 4 lines, you're just going to put it in the quotations and make sure that you have your parenthetical citation right here. That's what this is called. Again, if I'm moving through these slides too fast for you, remember you can pause them and read over it since this is a video. I'm just trying to make sure I don't run out of time. Okay, and then this talks about your works cited page, which you all did one of these already in an earlier lesson, so you can always refer back to that for help. But this slide breaks down how to set that up. This slide talks about some different shortcut keys you can utilize. So again, if you need some more time to read over this, just pause it so you can read it. Okay, and this last slide talks to you about those shortcut keys as well. So it shows you an image of the keyboard and the different buttons and what they mean. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the MLA demonstration. I'm not going to have time to play that video for you. Let me see.
Today's lesson, we are going to create an MLA report.
Okay, so I'm just going to skip through parts of this video and see what we need to know.
I have a document up, and it looks just like a bunch of typing right now, but it is sort of the beginning.
Actually having some technical difficulties with this. It is not showing what I want to see on the video. Let me see if I skip ahead some.
Beginning of an MLA. It isn't formatted correctly, and I'm going to show you. And the date, you can use the...
Okay, so that's not working anyway. So I'm going to skip on to this slide, and then I will show you a quick demonstration before the end of this video. Okay, so this slide is talking about footnotes and endnotes. Now this is important. This is one thing I'm looking for your assignment. It says, because long explanatory, that's a hard word to pronounce, long explanatory notes can be distracting to the reader. Both APA and MLA academic styles recommend limited use of footnote or endnotes. But if footnotes or endnotes are required, they should include the following information. So you need the author followed by a comma, like in this example. You need the title of the book, article, or web page in italics. You need the name of the publication, volume, number, and/or date, followed by a colon. Page numbers where the material is located, followed by a period, and if it is a web page, also include the URL address in angle brackets. That's what angle brackets look like. Okay, so to insert the footnote, you're going to position the point after the text that you want to footnote. So click after the quote in this case. So if you hover over this, it shows you there's the quote. So I'm going to click here. So that tells you that is the correct place to click. And then it says click the References tab on the menu. So I'm going to click the References tab here. Again, I know this is kind of small for you to see, but hopefully you can see what I'm pointing to. And then once you're under References, you're going to click the Insert Footnote button, which is... let's see, that one says EndNote, so we need to find... Sorry, I'm having trouble reading this myself. There it is, Insert Footnote. Okay. All right, then click in the appropriate area to continue. So see right here where they put the number 1 at the bottom of the page, you'll click there. And you'll position the insertion point after the endnote. So I'm going to click the quote in this case. So see where it's got that number 1? And then click the References tab on the menu again. And then click the Insert EndNote button. Oops, I got the wrong, I'm sorry, EndNote this time. Did it backwards. I was doing footnote again. EndNote is right here. All right, and then to type the note text, I click in the appropriate area. So again, right here where the number 1 is. So footnotes and endnotes don't look that much different. Okay, so under the Try It section, it wants you to answer these questions. The key you press at the start of each paragraph. So we said that was the Tab key. Good, that's correct. Alignment for title, we said should be center. Okay, and I'm just going to do these. I'm going to click Show Answer just so we can make this a little faster. So margins for MLA papers should be 1 inch. Information at the top of every page, including your name and the page number, is the header. MLA papers should be double spaced. The separate page at the end of your paper that includes an alphabetical list of references is your works cited. The indent on all lines following the first line of your works cited is the hanging indent. On the first page, it includes your name, your teacher's name, the course, and the date would be your report information. The alignment for the header should be right. When you have this in a paper, follow it with the name of the author and the page number of the book, magazine, or article you pulled it from in parentheses. That would be a quote. Okay, good. So, again, you can use these like flashcards and review before you take the test, so you can always back up and watch that part of the video again. Slow it down as you need to. All right, so for the task for this one, you do have to do an MLA report, but it's going to be a very short version of an MLA report, so don't worry, it's not going to be multiple pages. It's just going to be one paragraph. So an actual report is going to be much, much longer than that. So here's your sample MLA report. You can click on that and you can scroll through this, and it's going to give you this sample report, and you can see all the numbers highlighted in yellow here. If you look up, this tells you what each part is. Okay, so I'm going to let you take some time and review that on your own. Okay, and then these are the requirements that you have to have. You have to type one paragraph about exercise, physical fitness, or sports. It can be whatever you want about those things and whichever sport you choose. Be sure to include a page number header, which is your last name and page number in the upper right corner of the document, and the 4-line essay heading at the top left corner. So your last name and page number in the upper right, and the 4 lines of information you have to include in the top left. Then you need to provide an appropriate title for your report. That needs to be center aligned. And at the end of your one paragraph, insert the following as a footnote. So all you have to do is copy and paste this right here to put into your footnote. Okay, so just a quick review. Let me go to Word so we can talk about how to do these things. So with a blank Word document opened, okay, first I want to talk about the header. Okay, so we said your last name and page number needs to go in the top right, but you don't need to just click up here and type it. Okay, so you need to go to Insert, and if you look over here, you'll see Header. And if you click on this, you can choose the type that we need. Now we wanted it to be your last name and page number in the top right. So to me, this blank 3-column one is the easiest. So with that in here, I can click, these are called placeholders, these things with the brackets. So click the first and second placeholder and just delete them and get rid of them. And then this is where you would type your info. Now, I'm only going to do this one page, so I can just type the number 1. But you could also do this. Let me click out of the header real quick to close it. If I double click anywhere in the document, it's automatically going to close it. But let me go back to the Insert tab again. And I can go here to Header and Footer section, and I can click on the page number, and I can tell it top of page. And you can see the example here. This is the kind we want in the top right. So I can click that, and you can see it puts that in there. And then I could also just type my last name and hit the space bar. So that would do it for me as well. Okay. Then remember the other 4 lines of information that you need: your name, your instructor's name, the course, and the date. So you could also just click here and put those in. Okay, so Depending on which version of Word you're on, those may look